She sold her only treasure for food, but the billionaire saw something that stunned him. Rain fell in cold sheets over the city of Eldermere, gray, relentless, and indifferent to the silent desperation beneath it. Huddled in the shadow of a grand office building, 10-year-old Aria Vale clutched a small, tarnished copper ring inside her frozen palm. It was the last thing her mother had left her, her only treasure, her only memory. Aria hadn't eaten in 2 days. Inside her threadbare coat, her stomach growled like a caged animal. She glanced through the glass doors of the building, where men in tailored suits walked with purpose, sipping coffee as if warmth and fullness were guaranteed. She knew this place. It was Rowan Tower, the empire of Sebastian Rowan, one of the world's wealthiest men. She'd heard his name whispered in awe on the streets, a man who built empires from nothing, a man who never looked back. She didn't know him, but today she had to try. Gathering every ounce of courage, Aria stepped inside. The lobby was a cathedral of marble and glass, warm and quiet. People barely noticed her, just another stray child in a city that had long stopped caring. But she spotted him instantly, tall, commanding, with sharp eyes and silver threading his dark hair. Sebastian Rowan stood near the elevator, reviewing documents with his assistant. Heart pounding, Aria approached. "Excuse me, sir," she whispered, her voice trembling. Sebastian paused, surprised. Most people didn't dare interrupt him, but something in her eyes, wide, tired, yet fiercely determined, made him nod. I have something to sell. It's all I have. I just need enough for some bread. Please." Sebastian frowned slightly, then took the ring. It was worn, simple, just copper, slightly bent. But as he turned it over, his breath caught. Inside the band, nearly faded, but unmistakable, was a tiny symbol, a crescent moon entwined with an olive branch. His hands began to shake. 9 years ago, a young woman named Marin Vale had given him a matching bracelet with that exact symbol. "So you'll always remember me," she'd said, before vanishing from his life without a word. He'd searched for years, written letters, hired investigators. But Marin was gone, like smoke in the wind. Now here was this child, with her eyes, her stubborn chin, her quiet dignity. "What's your mother's name?" he asked, voice barely above a whisper. Aria blinked. "She's Marin Vale Rowan. She said that was her full name, though I never knew my father." Sebastian staggered back, as if struck. Marin Vale Rowan. His last name. His child. The world around him blurred. All those years, his daughter had been out there, starving, alone, while he lived in luxury, haunted by a ghost. He didn't hesitate. Taking her small, icy hand in his, Sebastian led her out of the tower, not to a boardroom, but to a quiet cafe down the street. He ordered everything: warm soup, fresh bread, hot chocolate with whipped cream. He watched as Aria ate slowly at first, then with growing wonder, as if she'd forgotten what fullness felt like. Between bites, she told him about her mother, how Marin had worked nights cleaning offices, how she'd fallen ill, and how she'd made Aria a promise to never sell the ring until there was no other choice. Sebastian listened, heart breaking with every word. When they finished, he didn't take her back to the streets. He took her home. Not to a hotel, not to a shelter, but to his penthouse, where for the first time Aria saw a room with soft blankets, books on shelves, and a window that looked out over a sky full of stars instead of alleyways. I know I can't undo the past, but I promise you this. From this moment on, you will never be alone. You will never go hungry, and you will always be loved." Arya reached for his hand, placing the copper ring gently into his palm. "You can keep it now," she whispered. "It brought me to you." Sebastian closed his fingers around it, and around the second chance he never thought he'd get. Sometimes the smallest treasures lead to the greatest miracles. And sometimes kindness doesn't just save a life, it reunites a family. If this story moved you, please like, share, and subscribe to AACA Story Tales for more tales of hope, humanity, and second chances. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Did you believe in the power of that ring? Don't forget to hit the bell so you never miss a story that touches the heart. Because in this world, love often arrives when we need it most, disguised as a stranger, a keepsake, or even a single act of courage. Thanks for watching.